Dear friends, good evening. My name is Vasily, RN6LHF, and today you're on my channel RN6LHF on YouTube. Today we will talk about remote control, expert remote system, and we'll see what's new, the latest functions, and how it looks in the Expert ZR3 software. And if you remind my previous streams and videos, Expert ZR3 software, it's the same software for local and remote operation, and it looks pretty the same. Please ask me your questions, type it in the chat. After stream you can add your question in the comments below the video, and it will be good if you will send me new themes for next streams. You can send me info what you want to see in my next streams. It's important for me. Please ask me your questions and send me info. Okay, today we will talk about remote operation, and now we have Expert ZR3, which works within the remote operation at the same time with a local operation. As you remember, Expert ZR3 software looks like device manager after starting, and you can find all your devices which are available in this time. For example, I can see that Expert ZR3 software can find a Calibri DDC receiver which work locally. Please put the message on the forum day or two before presentation. Okay. It was published in the beginning of this weekend, of this week, in Monday or Tuesday. If you want to get information about new streams or videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and press to the ring button, and you will receive new information about new streams firstly, directly, without any forum information. But okay, I'll ask Roman about it, and we will inform all about my streams on our forum. Okay, as you can see, device manager can find information about Calibri DDC receiver, which connected in and available for local operation. It's here is available SunSDR2 Pro radio. Calibri DDC is available via cloud system, via internet. Calibri Nano receiver is available via cloud system. Calibri Nano is available other Calibri Nano radio with number 888. SunSDR2 Pro is available via cloud system, and the MB1 transceiver is available also via cloud system. Also, you can see that here on the right side of the device manager, this is my account information, RN6LHF, and Vasiliev is my name and last name. On the second page you can see my login information, URL of our cloud system, cloudesdr.com, and port number, and my login email, and my password already type it, and I'm already authorized. I can log out, but now I'm in login. I'm logging in the cloud system, our ExpertRemote control system. And the third page, it's info about ExpertZR3 version 050. It's a fifth version of test version software of ExpertZR3 from, I think, February. Let's start. For example, I want to play with my remote SunZR2 Pro radio. I need to use this. I should press start button. And now you can see software which was opened after I pressed start button. This is a standard ExpertZR3 software, but at the top of the window you can see remote. You can see note. It's remote operation near serial number, right in the right side. The client software looks the same as ExpertZR3 because it's the same software. Just take a look to the software. I should press start. Okay, start. You can see that was opened radio, 20 meters band and USB mode. You can see it's the same view. At the top of the software we can see band manager window. More information about it in the previous streams about ExpertZR3. We can see all antennas settings per bands, X-control settings per bands, delays for XTX mode. We can adjust RX gain. We can adjust S-meter readings. If you used, for example, external low noise amplifier and or something else, you can adjust S-meter readings to make it accurate and make it fine adjustments. Exverter settings for transverter devices, transverter converters. Now is available 5 bands and 5 devices. Transverter devices which can be adjusted. You can set it and use. It's available in the band selector menu and transverter in the 5 buttons, band 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can use it. You can adjust each transverter for each band and work with it. Preamp settings. Just left button press and serial switching serially. Volume standard feature, mute, monitoring on off. In the previous stream somebody told me about that this button and button windows, sound card button, the same have the same view. We will correct button for monitoring switch on, switch off, because yes, it's not correct in my mind. Menu. This is the memory panel. You can open it. You can add cells, any frequencies, bands. Just comment 1 to 3, and you can edit. Next, you can adjust panel. You can make it for full bandwidth like now, and you can make it with limited bandwidth with settings button, options button, but now in options button is available only process menu. Next menu will be display and the other. We will put here more settings after finishing test version. Okay. Information about version ExpertRemote 3. Transmitting mode is not available now for remote operation. Firstly, will be added of all devices and will be adjusted receiving mode. And I think in a couple of weeks after break-in finished, we will add transmit operation. Next button, TX tune, it's standard buttons. This is a mixture button. You can adjust volume for V for A and V for B, two channels. It's available if you switch on sub-receiver. You can adjust frequency. In our previous version of remote operation, ExpertRemote System in beta version, which was published, I think, 1 year or 2 years ago, was available only one VFO, but now it's available 2 VFOs. Okay, standard buttons like in the ExpertRemote 2, read, exit, step, AGC norm, fast, 2 positions, and the right button AGC off. NB, bin, NR, INF, automatic notch filter, audio peak filter, notch filter. It's a manual notch filter. You can add manual notch filter, filter bandwidth. You can adjust filter for VFO-A and for VFO-B differently. You can move the edge of the filter and adjust filter bandwidth. But if you use button, it will be switched synchronously. Okay, standard spectrum and waterfall. In the bottom of the window is available. You can adjust sample rate from the face of the window. A receiver is available. It is a status information button about radio, like in the standard ExpertRemote 2 or 3. Temperature of the transceiver, temperature, voltage, current consumption, traffic, download traffic, upload traffic, about 40 bits per second. It's just for channel control, ping time, and the other information. Now ping time is 0 because radio and computer in one local network. I think our router or maybe provider server optimize the path from my computer to remote server and send information directly, not from worldwide network. Sound on off, TCI on, TCI off, right button TCI port number, processor CPU usage. This is zoom in, zoom out of full software. If your eyes requires to make it bigger, you have this possibility. Local time UTC, Friday is the date information. All right. Now you can see how it works. We can listen it. We can try to listen it.
Hotel Delta, hier is India Kilo 5 Sugar Radio Foxtrot.
In the local operation, now ExpertRemote has 0 buffer size, but for internet connection it should be more than 0. And now we can listen some audio scratching.
Good day. Hello, CQS, Tango 727 Lima, America. Tango 727 Lima, America. QRZ.
And it looks like this. I want to say that you can use remote operation from your other devices at the same time. For example, now I'm used SunSDR 2 Pro. At the same time, I can use, for example, Calibri DDC receiver, and it looks like I can start it. It's not connected to antenna, but it works locally. I can use at the same time this receiver via cloud. It requires about maybe 1, 2, 3 seconds for initializing, and I can press start. Maybe, yes, it's available with a VHF antenna. And we can demodulate the audio from it. This is a Russian local white FM station. And you can use at the same time remote operation. You can use a local operation. For example, I can use remote operation of Pro. I can use remote operation of MB1, which is available here. Okay, it's switched off by our programmers now, and it's not available. And now you can see the receiver is unavailable. Okay, no problem. Calibri Nano for remote control. I think the same antennas from, yeah. This is a local. And the Calibri DC for local operation. Now you can see that when you use it locally, information about ping time, traffic is unavailable here in the information bar. But when you use it remotely, you can see information about remote operation in the top of window of top, and information about traffic and ping time. Normally, remote operation and local operation will be the same for operator, and you can use it just remote, just locally, as you want. Okay. If you have any questions, please ask me here in the chat. In this stream, I will answer you about everything about remote operational. In my previous stream, I set information about delay and traffic path of the Flex Radio remote operational remote control, and this information was based on information from my contest colleagues, contest users from Moscow region. They said that traffic goes through US servers, and 800 milliseconds delay was so big because the path is so long. Colleagues from Flex Radio Systems correct me and say that they used direct connection between remote site and local site. They used peer-to-peer connection, and the delay, I think, depends on maybe ping time or something, I don't know, but they used the direct connection as SVR, and my information was not correct, and now I'm clear. Thank you very much for Flex colleagues and for that correct me. Okay. Vasily, please post the message on the forum day. Okay. Dear friends, we have AGC slider here. I want to note this information because we have discussion on the forum, and many customers ask us why you left threshold parameter from AGC, RX AGC. It's not possible to use receiver without it, and your RF slider in the ExpertRemote software, it's not the same. Dear friends, I want to inform you that threshold slider and the RF slider in the ExpertRemote, here in the ExpertRemote, this is a AGC slider. It's two blocks which goes through one by one. One and the second goes in the one line with gain in each block, and you can adjust that threshold level at the gain parameter, and AGCT, RF, AGC second gain parameter. But two mixtures, two parameters can be left and used one parameter. And now it's in the ExpertRemote software, it's RF slider. Here in the ExpertRemote, it's AGC. It's the same as AGCT and the same functions, and you can set threshold level from the front of the software by AGC slide here and the RF slide in the ExpertRemote software, and there is no any mistakes and no any issues with it. It works correctly. Let's discuss your questions. I'm subscribed but not got the notification today. I don't know. It's a YouTube. Maybe that YouTube informed you about it in the latest day. Hello, Vasily, greetings from Sweden. Okay, hello to Sweden. Could you link one of the outputs to tune functions so it activated when tune is active? This will help third-party tuners. I think yes, we can. Please send this request to our email to Roman. info@sunsdr.com, and we will try to put it here into the software in new versions. Hello from the US. Hello to Italy. Okay. Hi Enzo. I can see the CW break-in menu. CW break-in menu now in progress, and firstly will be added to MB1 radio. I can open MB1 window. It's not available now, but I can open break-in menu. Here is. Also, we can open two receivers, and you can see that break-in menu available in CW mode for each receiver. It's mean that you can work with your pedal from each receiver, from one band or different bands, and you can adjust break-in parameters for each receiver, and it can be switched on, switched off differently for each receiver if you used one CW pedal from your transceiver. But if you have encoder panel, you can connect foot switch and CW pedal, CW key to your encoder panel, control panel. And when you switch your panel between RX1 and RX2, CW key and foot switch also will be switched between the first and second receiver also. And you can just switch on break-in for each receivers, and it will work excellent. Okay, break-in menu has some changes. You can see that it has standard speed for keying, micro speed for TCI keying, break-in delay, 100 milliseconds as well, PTT-CW delay for TCI and for keying. In the new firmware we'll edit a delay for keying. As you know, in the current ExpertRemote version software, there is no PTT delay for CW keying from your keyer or from your pedal, and now it will available in your firmware pitch standard function. And next we changed settings of dot and dash time parameters. Now dot length, it's like 100%. Dash length, it's also like 300%. Dash dot pause, it's like 100%, and pause after I think afterward 300%. After ramp time, iambic, not iambic, reverse pedal. Now it's in progress in the MB1 radio. Next step, all other transceivers. And after finishing, I think next week, maybe after next week, we will give it to software developers of skimmers like SDC, URI, UTF-foil, W, loggers, JTDX software, and others who used ExpertRemote via TCI. After tests and good feedbacks or not good feedbacks, we will make some local changes and bug fixes, and after it we will send it to beta testers. I think in end of April it will available for beta testers, and in the first part of May we will put a beta version of ExpertRemote to our website as a beta version. When I start this, I would really like more filter settings that you can set yourself. Filter setting. What do you mean filter settings? Receiver filters. If yes, it will available later. You can change filter bandwidth between standard and your user versions, and you can adjust each standard version. It's filter bandwidth also change after mode changing. Yes. Okay. If you want to see more filter bandwidth, please send this request to Roman, and we will try to use this info and maybe to add it to first version of ExpertRemote. But in my previous streams and videos, I said that this is a first view of ExpertRemote. It's a simple view with limited numbers of buttons, filter bandwidth on others, like a novice view for beginners. And then after maybe a couple of months, we will release professional version of ExpertRemote with the more numbers of buttons, settings for like a ExpertRemote 2 and maybe more than in the ExpertRemote 2. And it's not easy to beginners because some customers who just start to study ExpertRemote 2 ask us make it simply in ExpertRemote 3 because it's so hard to study like in a Starship your panels and buttons and sliders and options and hundreds parameters and we try to listen our users and make it simply for start version, and we'll make maybe 2 or 3 version of GUI, graphical user interface, and try to listen you. I will, yes, actually, will it be possible to sign in several devices? Yes, sure. You can start, you can see it here in the Windows device manager. You can start any device at the same time. Like this is MB1, it's not available now, it's switched off. You can open Calibri DC locally, you can open Calibri Nano remotely. You can open SunSDR2 Pro remotely at the same time and open it 20 meters band antenna connected, and it works well at the same time. Okay, that sounds promising, Vasily. Okay, I can still attack. If I will become a beta tester of new ExpertRemote, can I still switch back to ExpertRemote 2? Can I have both versions installed simultaneously? Yeah, sure, Manfred, you can. It's absolutely different software. You can install ExpertRemote 2, you can install ExpertRemote 3 at the same time and use it serial first or second. not at the same time, but yes. Yes, you can. Excellent presentation, thank you. Really looking forward, Hans Christian Larsen. Thank you very much, Hans, for your feedback. The main thing is I want to bring to you that Expert SDR 3 and the remote control operation now become the same. It has the same view, the same software, the same functionality, and you can use all function from your radio, from your remote radio, from your local radio. The same numbers of function at this in remote and in local operation, and it's really cool. Okay, dear friends, please send your questions to the chat. I will answer you. If you have more questions, you can send it to Roman. You can send it to comments under below the video. After finishing it will available as video on my channel, and you can send your questions here. If you want to get information about new streams or new videos on my channel, just subscribe and press ring. I mean frequency and mode sensing of several devices. I mean frequency and mode sensing of several devices. Yeah, sure, you can use it differently. Frequency. It will be possible to sign several. Yes, okay, now I understand. You can want to synchronize frequency. It will available later. I think maybe in next beta version. It can available maybe via TCI interface, and but now it's not available. In this test version it will be. Also in my mind I want to see remote spectrum in the local radio. For example, you can use local transceiver, for example like Calibri. I'll show. For example, you can use remote Sun SDR2 Pro, and like now it's 40 meters band, and you can use remote Calibri, for example DDC. It's available too. Just start. It's a wide FM station, but it doesn't matter. And in my mind, I want to see in new remote ExpertRemote System. I want to use spectrum in the. I want to see spectrum in the local ExpertRemote 3 SDR2 Pro, but transmitting from transceiver, receiving from remote receiver, because you can. You can science in it, but in my mind it's more comfortable when you use native IQ stream or maybe audio stream from remote device, and use it in one window like local device. It will be excellent. We discussed it with software developers, with programmers, our programmers, and I think in the next version we will try to do that. It will be good. but as a first steps, it's will available like a remote window, a local window, and frequency synchronizing between it. Yes, it will be. Okay. Thank you very much for nice presentation. After this video, I'll need to buy another Sun SDR. When sample rate is less, I more quality. When sample rate is less, is maybe more quality. No, sample rate is a bandwidth of your spectrum scope. Radio always work under 39 kilohertz sample rate, and use this sample rate for DSP processing and other operations. Radio works in all our devices under 39 kilohertz sample rate. Spectrum scope, yes, you can switch it between 39, 75, 152, 312. Other devices like Calibre Nano has a wide sample rates, but receiver works only under 39 kilohertz sample rate, and used 64 bits 64 bits resolution for all mathematics operations, math operations. 64. It's used for high quality of processing. It's guarantee you to high quality and high quality audio and spectrum and other features. Do you have a roadmap for next releases? I think in the first part of May will available first beta version, next version maybe beta, maybe release. I think beta will available maybe in the end of May. The new versions of ExpertRemote will be released, I think, more frequently, because the speed of developing of ExpertRemote is so fast, because our programmer starts working with it, I think, in the November, December of 2020, last year, and now in 5 months, 6 months, we have ExpertRemote software which maybe on 70–80% has the same functions as ExpertRemote, which developed in 10 years. You can see that new technologies and new principles in software developing gives us allows to make it faster, super faster. And I think in maybe in August or September we will release version maybe in July, the same as ExpertRemote. The main target to release ExpertRemote with the same functions and with new functions as transfer mode, new band manager, or other new features which can you find in ExpertRemote. And next in our plans to upgrade ExpertRemote, I think it will be new word in SDR radio, because we have a big plans for remote control operation, ExpertRemote system. I think more info about it we will publish some later. It will be in like a video on YouTube, not stream. And new features for ExpertRemote, like a different IQ stream control. I hope it will be added. And we have all the modulators finished for all digital modes. I'm not sure it should be in the radio, but we can add it to ExpertRemote 3. BPSK, RTTY, demodulators, FT8, but I think FT8 it's a good idea for GTDX software. But standard modes like BPSK and RTTY can be added here. Hope you still have the analogous meter options, as I really love it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I think it's not available now. Yes, but in our plans to design new S meter and analog S meter with different types of views, like a classical S meter, like a modern S meter, some digital maybe, analog but digital view. And I think it will be interesting. I think in beta release it will be added. Now I'm using a complicated setup for remote with 2 instances of SDC linked to have cat info to my PA and antenna switch. SDC on remote site is looking for TCI from home. How it will work in version 3. We will add to remote server TCI interface in our plans to make it, and you can use TCI interface on remote site. Also, you can start SDC software on remote site and use it for skimmering and using it for PA control. Also, you can send IQ traffic from remote site to local site. It takes about 1 megabits per second speed, and plus to your traffic about 500-400 kilobits per second, totally 1 megabits 400 kilobits. But I think remote SDC software will solve your issue, and you can use it for PA control and at the same time for skimmering CW and digital modes signals. What about the remote CW keying principles? I have a problem with CW keying quality. On remote, even I have less than 10 milliseconds stable ping. The main principles that we have 2 different CW machines, CW cores, which based on remote side and on the local side. You can use encoder control panel from Expert Electronics. You can connect CW key and PTT foot switch to this encoder panel, and when you press to CW key, ExpertRemote 3 software plays plain CW signals to your headphones, to your speakers, and you can key in without any problems with a small delay. I think about 15-20 milliseconds. It's enough for fast keying. I think about 30-40 words per minute. It's more than enough. It's real comfortable to operation. If you use TCI connection from your loggers, logger send text microservices to ExpertRemote 3, and ExpertRemote 3 also playing to your headphones CW tones. At the same time, ExpertRemote 3 sends to remote site to transceiver dash and dot timing, pressing timing diagram, and radio sends to the air your CW signal. It's not depend on ping time because information about your CW signals pressing keying sends to remote radio as a timing diagram, and it's not depend on ping time. Okay, will you design a 1 kilowatt PA for SunSDR devices sensor? We want to make it, and maybe when we maybe in the future we make it, but not, I think not in this year. But we want to do that because it's simple to support full spectrum of your devices without any issues of interconnection. Radio sends high power to your PA input, and you have some troubles with it. When we use our own PA, we can adjust it like a native devices, and with the standard native protocol, all our radios has RS 485 protocol interface in the X control connector. We can use it for external PA control or TCI. We want, but I don't know when we will do it. Grid functions await us in the future. I hope the predistortion function will not be forgotten. Sure, Hubert. Now we're working under new firmware for all our devices. It includes full duplex mode. It allows to use receiver and transceiver at the same time. New firmware allows to use different receivers, RX1, RX2, for different operators, for different windows as you want. At the same time, for remote control, you can use it for your radio from 2 different locations. And full duplex mode allows to use predistortion mode. And we have a plan how to do it, and we will start it after releasing first version of ExpertRemote software. When we released it, all you will use it without any issues, like a normal radio, and after it we can goes next. Make next steps like a full duplex mode, predistortions, and other interesting features. It's our plan. I hope new firmware will finish in a couple of months, and our programmer can start to put inside the software full duplex mode. ExpertRemote software already ready to implement in full duplex mode, and then predistortion mode. And 1 kilowatt tuner. Why not? It will be nice to have 1 kilowatt PA and 1 kilowatt tuner. What about something like Maestro for SunSDR? Maybe it will be something like that. I have the idea to have a panel as MB1 radio. We can take MB1 radio panel and put here some small PC and use it like a control panel, like a Maestro. But not sure it will be in this year. I don't know. In our plans to release encoder panel, maybe with a sound card inside. It has less delays and low delays, but control panel as a maestro, I cannot inform you something. Also antenna rotators with TCI control. Antenna rotator with TCI control. Why not? Why not? It's a good ideas, all it, and we're thinking about it. We want to release full spectrum of devices which can be used like a one subsystem, and you can get any devices from the box, connect and it will work. But I think it's planned to next years. Yes, yes. What is happening when you start TX on the remote SDR and something is happening with your connection? The remote SDR will stop TX after a period of time of the remaining TX mode. Yes, it will stop in 3 or 5 seconds. Yes. Devices firmwares will compatible with ExpertRemote version 2 and 3. Just the 3 version, because new functions like a full duplex, 2 different receivers, it's not supported in ExpertRemote 2. ExpertRemote 2 will work just with current firmwares. But when you use ESDR2, you can update firmware, downgrade to ESDR2 version and use it. Or at the same time, or after it, use ExpertRemote 3, just upgrade firmware to new version and use it like a new radio. Firmwares, how to behave to become a beta tester of ESDR3. Tommy, you can ask Roman to be a beta tester, and you should send email to info@sunsdr.com about it. And Roman, maybe it's his decision, put you to your beta tester list. I don't know parameters of it, but you can discuss it with Roman. Okay. Are there plans for SunSDR radio in the foreseeable future? I cannot inform you about it now, because we can inform customers about new radio when it will available maybe till in 3 or 5, 6 months. We haven't new device on the horizon, in the near horizon in this year, and I cannot inform you about it. Okay, dear friends, thank you very much for your time, for your watching my channel, RN6LHF. Send your questions to comments below the video or to emails to Roman. If you have if you think about new features which we should add to ExpertRemote please send to Roman via email info@sunsdr.com. All information which sent to email to Roman will be classified and added to wish list, and cannot be lasted. Thank you very much. Dear friends, have a good evening, take care, work more in the air, not walking on the streets. Take care, be healthy, and we'll see you, I hope, next Friday. You can send me as comments new themes about what you want to see and what you want to discuss in my new streams. It will be pleasure. And see you next time. Here was Vasily, RN6LHF. Bye bye, 73.